and welcome to New Hawk 1. I'm Renania.
And I'm Udipto.
This week's episode is about transportation.
The growing traffic and overcrowding in New York City has made increasingly difficult on the different commutes.
Even the MTA, a service relied on by many, has its severe drawbacks.
Speaking of MTA, hey, do you know what MTA stands for?
Metropolitan Transit Authority?
More like many trains absent.
Increasing prices and unsanitary conditions are issues plaguing the MTA.
Now let's take a look at the horror stories on the MTA.
Many New Yorkers take public transportation every single day. Here are some MTA horror stories from the people of Townsend Harris themselves.
So yesterday I was with my friend Kathy and we were going to Brooklyn. But on the way back it took us 2 hours to get to Brooklyn to back to Queens because we took the E train, had to get off because the train stopped. Get off, take the R train, go all the way to Forest Hills, get off the R train, and then go on the R train back to go to like Woodhaven to go to QCM to get fries. Like, oh my god, I hate the MTA.
I had to go into Manhattan for a workshop. The workshop started at 9. I was on the F train by 7:30, and it literally took 90 minutes to go 7 stops.
Someone I know saw a homeless guy being punched on the subway because he was taking up too much space.
I was waiting in line and a lady walked up behind me and she was waiting too. The bus came and then she started mumbling under her breath about how these kids were cutting in front of the line and not waiting at the back of the line to go onto the bus. So she just kept mumbling, and then we got up to the front of the bus. I got to the door, and then she pushed me out of the way and started yelling at me, bratty kids, bratty kids.
3 guys came up to me in the subway train on the G line while I was sitting there, and they surrounded me, and they asked for my money. So I gave them a wallet that didn't have any cash in it, but it had my subway passes. They were paper back then, and I lost my subway pass for 3 days. And it was okay because it was the end of the month, but I did get mugged.
Faulkner takes no L's, he will never hold back. Wake up, listen up, he will manage all the stacks. Knew that crime went up, get the city back on track. I gotta fix the checks. Faulkner takes no L's, he will never hold back. The city's really broke, cash up on them, bounce back. Crack down on the tax so that you can bounce back. If you a real hawk, then you know to vote for fuck. Helps everybody, always working on the job, such a hottie. Got the police working with him, gets all crime known. Trying to spend less dough on crime though, save that cash, keeping expenses low. Look, he wants to help women in business, minorities too, he's ambitious. People can't afford housing, it's pathetic, the system should be shredded. Take people from a homeless life to the housing system and keep them there for 20 years. Jetstar takes issues are a man of action. Everything he does is righteous, voting for him is the right risk. Even in this election, he'll steer us in the right direction. He'll switch gears to the right shit, spend his time as the uplift. New York life make it better, he's not a talker, he's Faulkner.
Hello Townsend Harris, we are here with the 2 candidates for comptroller, Democrat Scott Stringer and Republican Michael Faulkner. Thank you for coming on the show today.
Thank you, it's a pleasure to be here. Same here.
Okay, let's get started. Can you tell some information that you would like our viewers to know?
Hello, my name is Scott Stringer, and I'm the Democratic candidate running for comptroller.
Hi, my name is Michael J. Faulkner, and I'm the Republican candidate for this year's election.
Okay, what is your overall stance on how the MTA is operating?
There need to be reforms made to the MTA and subway systems because they are not functioning well for the city of New York.
I know that a majority of students in this school use it, and they have indeed a lot of complaints about how it functions.
What do you think your main problem with the MTA is?
Well, recently the MTA has had its problems. 80% of subway systems that need renovations have not been able to get them because they have not passed their inspections.
On top of Mr. Stringer's claim of, the MTA system needing renovation, I believe that there's excessive construction that is actually delaying the majority of these train systems, and thus we don't want a lot of that.
Okay, if elected comptroller, how will you fix these problems?
Well, I agree that the problems Mr. Faulkner stated are serious and they need to be reevaluated, and I seek to do this by gaining bonds from the city to make money to put towards these issues.
unlike Mr. Stringer, I do not want to put layers upon layers of more institutions that will fund our MTA system. I believe that a more direct approach is necessary. And for this, I propose that we spend less on federal taxes, for which we can have more money to devote to the MTA.
Okay, if elected comptroller, how much money will you allocate for the MTA?
I will continue what I've done in my past term, and what I've done recently is raise a $3.5 billion bond, which will account for 60% of the needed money for the MTA to reform.
I believe that New York City, we lose $56 billion in taxes to federal government. I want to lessen that burden and at least gain half of that amount to our city. So I say around $23 billion to the MTA.
Okay, final question. Do you think it's good that the New York City is hiking up prices for the MTA and hiking up prices for our tolls?
I don't think this is good. New Yorkers are already losing $400 million because of train delays, only train delays, and because the prices are so high, this just makes them even more problematic for New Yorkers.
Increasing our already high MTA fare is absurd, and the fact that even with increases in toll fare, we're not getting any results, I believe that it's absurd to increase it. So therefore, I do not want to make people pay more for an inefficient subway system.
Thank you both for being here again today.
Thank you for having us.
Now, here's an exclusive interview with Democratic mayoral candidate Bill de Blasio.
Hello, we are here with Bill de Blasio. Bill, can you tell us how successful you think your current term has been?
Well, I would say I've had a lot of success this term, but there's obviously issues that I could improve on, such as the homeless population, and I plan to have programs in effect to help them out of the street my next term.
What have you achieved as mayor these past 4 years?
These past 4 years, I've achieved so much, but I guess the most fundamental thing I've achieved is providing free education for those 4 and up. And I'm currently working on a program that will allow everyone 3 and up to also get free education.
If you are re-elected as mayor, what do you plan to accomplish for this city?
Well, one of the major things I want to accomplish is decrease the hostility with the NYPD force. So what I'm going to do is retrain every single officer and make sure they wear body cameras by the end of 2019 to ensure safety not for them, but for also the people they're facing.
What do you think are the most important issues troubling the city, and how will you tackle these issues?
Honestly, right now, I would say our tax plan is terrible. I have a plan to reform what kind of tax property plan we have right now, because people in the middle class and the low class, they're paying way too much for their houses, and I plan to change that.
Why do you think you are more qualified as a mayoral candidate than Ms. Nicole Maliotakis?
I mean, honestly, she's just the new and upcoming front runner, but I would say I've had the experience. I've done so much more. It's not about how much change you're gonna say you do, but how much you've done, and I think I've done that.
Is there anything you would like to say to your opponent?
I think you should brush up on your facts, because you're gonna need it for the next debate. Remember, on election day, help New York City grow. Vote Bill de Blasio.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine.
Hold up. See that girl right there? Looks like she's hit rock bottom. Believe it or not, that used to be me. Well, not anymore.
Wow, thanks, Letitia. Please, call me Tish.
I don't have my ID. Like a good mayor, de Blasio is there.
I got you covered, Delilah.
You're a lifesaver, Mayor de Blasio.
Okay, younger thieves, take out your homework.
Like a good mayor, de Blasio's there.
Don't worry, Sharona. I got you covered.
Thanks, Mr. de Blasio.
Thank you.
Go!
You got it.
I'm so thirsty. Like a good mayor, de Blasio was there.
I got you covered, Amal.
Thanks, Bill de Blasio. You're the best mayor I ever had.
Bill de Blasio is there when you need him.
Philip on the beat, so it's not nice. A stringer, they don't wanna see you winning. They want to see Faulkner in your position. Remaining in office is the mission. Scott Stringer has a very strong ambition. I can predict who will be winning. Stringer will defeat the opposition.
My name is Scott Stringer and I approve this message.
Here are some interviews from the special interest groups from the kickoff rally.
Hi, I'm Tamana Saidi, and we are here at the kickoff rally. Can you tell us who you are and what you're a part of and explain it?
We're the UFC, the United Federation of Teachers. We support teachers' salaries. We support their contracts so that democratic leaders can uphold those contracts.
Okay, my name is Hiba and I'm the chairperson for the NYCLU. And at the NYCLU, we promote the fundamental values as they're listed in the U.S. Constitution, and we fight for equal rights to all people, no matter their race, sexuality, or religion.
I'm a part of the Humane Society, created in 1904. We're trying to bring awareness to animal cruelty.
Jello Beats, holla at me.
Start with the job and do a lot. Check you and peeps, defeating the creeps. Polanco is the name. Letitia plays games, always on the watch. Performing for a day.
Jimmy is my name, peace out my girl Carlina. We gon' feed everybody breakfast, lunch, and dinner. District 2, don't worry, ain't gonna be no more hysteria. The rent is too damn high, but no need to be tearing up. We gon' change it up, Republicans alright.
Crime on the street, people risk their life. Jails are communities, let's save some lives. Immigrants working hard, working overtime.
Democrats and property taxes be bugging. These student loans, we just need to cut them. Also gotta get our homeless folks off these dark streets. Drop the rent to Lower East Side, can't live affordably. Y'all already know that we gon' win this game bad. We will be your voices, always rep them in society. Vote Republicans, no irony. Vote Polanco and McMillan for a better New York City.
Wait, did you actually think I was going to vote for Michael J. Faulkner? Well, you're wrong. Never judge a book by its cover.
Meet your next public advocate, Letitia James, fighting for your rights by improving the current public transportation system and rebuilding trust between communities and law enforcement. So don't play games, vote James.
That's all for this week. Remember to check out our online newspaper using the link below.
Tune in next week when we talk about current social issues.
Thanks for watching.
See you next week, Townsend Harris.
Cut.
Hi, my name is Sean Roy. I have a terrible story on the MTA. It was really early in the morning. I was on my way to school, and nobody was serving me breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And I didn't have money because the rent is just too damn high.